I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. Starter wouldn't turn over. So I'm going to take the starter off, disassemble it, see what's wrong with it. Maybe I got brushes or something else going on. And see if I can't get it to go. Because it's not even clicking. Nothing. Starter's not making any noise at all. Starter relay clicks. Starter doesn't make any sound at all. That little tab is threaded. Got that one up. Let's look inside and see how these are hooked up. That one is soldered onto the winding. One there and one there. Soldered right there and soldered right there. Look kind of dirty. Just rotate it up out of there. That starter weighs a good 30 pounds. I can get an actual look at this spring. I was thinking that spring would come out. So there's that one. That means I should be able to take this brush up and out of there, just like that. So good. I can solder this back in with it disassembled. And then put the spring back on after I slide it in. It'll give me room to get in there and unsolder it. This hasn't been oiled in a long time. And I'm getting a lot of copper. See all those little shiny flecks in there? Somebody hadn't been taking care of their tractor. Shame on me. Hasn't been soldered in very well either. Well, this at least will give me a good idea of what they look like so I can order new ones. When the new ones arrive, I'll take these out. If we look at this solder joint in here, you can see that's barely got it hooked in, because that wire is flexing around pretty strongly. And I need to clean out the mica between the commutator bars. It doesn't look scored. I'm not feeling any roughness in it, and that's good. The surface of that brush is showing that it's getting a lot of dirt in there. Now that could have happened during the disassembly because it's not packed on there too much, but it's certainly worn kind of funny. Now I'm going to look and see just how badly worn these are. If they're not worn that bad, and then I'm going to check for continuity in all these bars and see what's going on. Matter of fact, let's do that now. This is an interesting commutator. You see that there's two wires coming up into this bar, and they're soldered in. They're really big. They're like number 8 wire. And this commutator is very heavy too. Solid thing. And it's got an L shape in it so that they can come over here and solder the two wires up into it. Now I've got the mica cut back, and I want to go through and sand down the commutator and clean it up, make sure I got it smooth. And to do that, I'm going to use a piece of sandpaper that I put a piece of packing tape on the back of. It stiffens it up, makes it a little bit stronger so it doesn't tear. This is fine sandpaper. I think it's, about 220, something like that. And I'm going to polish that up, see what we can get out of it. Okay, shined up pretty good. Now I'm going to take the electric motor cleaner and get rid of the dust and the extra mica so I don't have that in here acting as abrasive. There, nice and clean. This stuff works really good in electric motors because it doesn't damage the wire. Non-flammable, non-conductive, for energized equipment. Non-staining, leaves no residue. That's why I like using it on motors. Brake cleaner is great stuff, but you don't want to use it on anything that's going to get hot. This is the kind that creates phosgene if you pour it on something hot, or you're going to weld the part after you've sprayed this on there. It generates phosgene gas, which is a thing that they used to kill people in World War I. We're trying to avoid that now. So that's okay if you're going to clean something to get the grease off of it. It does a great job, but you got to let it dry out before you get it hot. And don't do it while it's energized. Okay, this is all back together. Now I'm going to slip the fields over the top of the rig and get ready to go. Okay, I made 2 little metal clips out of paper clips. One of them holds the spring up off the carbon brush. The other one pulls on the wires, which holds the brush up inside the bracket. Now, if it stays there while I'm moving things around, I'll be fine. I've got 2 of the brushes tilted off at an angle and 2 of the brushes tied back. So we're going to see how this works. I'm going to drop that armature down through and see if I can get it engaged. I've got 2 of the brushes tilted off at an angle and 2 of the brushes tied back. So we're going to see how this works. I'm going to drop that armature down through and see if I can get it engaged. Well, I was able to rebuild the starter and get it working. Cleaning the brushes and things made it actually turn over. But when I tested it in the shop, I used the charger. Charger doesn't have enough amperage to make the motor spin. So I hooked it up to the battery on the tractor, spun right away, working just fine. So I got to put that ring on it and then bolt it back up to the tractor, see if I can get the tractor to turn over. Ain't one thing, it's 3 others.
This video is not to be viewed by anyone under the age of 13 in the U.S. or 16 in the European Union without the express written permission of the parents or the legal guardians of the underage person. Such written permission must be on file at the local government entity in charge of enforcing the rules and regulations established by the FTC. Anyone violating these terms is admitting by default that they hold harmless the owners and operators of this channel. Any and all questions should be addressed to your local branch of the FTC.